Hello, good evening or afternoon. It is a rainy Sunday afternoon where I'm at, and I just wanted to jump on live really quickly, and I wanted to give, hopefully I have it on here, I want to give a quick lesson. Let's see if I can find it. A quick lesson about what we should be looking for in a healthy romantic partner. All right, there we go. I got it. Good afternoon. Let us know where you are in the world. That's my dog choking. Sorry, y'all. Okay, you can stay in here if you're going to be quiet. Where are you in the world right now? What city, state, or country? And please give me your first name. That would be great. So we're just going to have a brief discussion because I got to run downstairs and make dinner for the evening. Okay, Florida. Awesome. Tulsa. Love it. Let us know where you're. Oh, wow. Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Louisiana. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know what the weather is like. Savannah. Okay. But thank you for joining. Now, for those of you, hi, Robert. Baton Rouge, if you are single, I want you to, what can you put in the chat if you are single? Oh, and I'm going to pin a comment because I've been instructed to start pinning this comment. Please. Okay. All right. And then, let's see, I got to pin this comment. There we go. All right. So, if you would like to buy a badge to show your support, I would love that. So that's the comment that I pinned. You may now show your support for the platform by purchasing badges. And I so appreciate each and every person who buys a badge or does a super chat over on YouTube and all of that good stuff. I so appreciate that. You all have no idea. So let me know your first name, your city, state, your country that you're coming to us from. And today we are going to talk briefly for about 15 minutes about the qualities that you need to be looking for in a significant other. So if you are single, these are the qualities that you should be prioritizing. Research has showed us that too many people are prioritizing things that really don't matter, like having a whole lot of money or looking really good or having a banging body or living in a certain house, driving a certain car, dressing a certain way, being a certain height. Like, yes, we're under the belief that that stuff matters, but long term it doesn't. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Tell us your first name, your city, state, or country that you are coming from. And so, because my intention is to get you into the healthiest, happiest relationship you can be in and have that relationship last, forever until one of you dies. Like, I'm going to give you some qualities and traits that you should be looking for in that person. And so this is for men, this is for women, this is for everybody. Men should be looking for women with these traits. Women should be looking for men with these traits because these are the traits that matter. Okay? All right. Queens, New York. Hello. Hello. Columbus, Ohio. All right. Duran. I hope I said that right. Thank you for joining. Okay. So there are 6 things. And this information comes from Logan Urie's new book, How Not to Die Alone. And if you are single, especially if you are a single woman over the age of 35, I'm going to encourage you to pick up this book or listen to this book on Audible. When I tell you there are so many amazing tidbits in this book, so much great information, so much stuff that I've said. So I'm reading this book and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I say. I say the same stuff. Hi, Ruthie from Los Angeles. Good to see you. Victor from Columbia, Maryland. Thank you so much. This is some of the stuff that I say in Logan Urie's book. It's called How Not to Die Alone. So please check out that book. This is her list, but these are all things that I 100% agree with, that this is what you should be looking for. Hi, Tracy. Okay. Yes. Hi from RVA. Thank you. Okay, good, good. All right. Can you post the name of the book? It is called How Not to Die Alone. And it's by, hopefully I spell her name right. Ury. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. How Not to Die Alone by Logan Ury. Excellent, excellent book. I definitely recommend women specifically read this book if you're 35 and over. If you're a guy, I mean, she wrote it for men and women, but I definitely think there's information in here that women need. It's a shot of, a dose of reality that women need. And I try to give them this dose too. But this is just another resource for you. So here are the 6 things that you should be looking out for when you are looking for a long-term life partner. So here's what Logan says. This is really important for you to know. A lot of people are looking for someone for today or tomorrow. Like they are looking for, so it's like short-term love, short-term lust, right? Instead of a long-term partner. And here's what oftentimes happens. I see this happen so many times. So people will get caught up in dating someone. Thank you so much. Okay, Tammy. Thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate you. Here's what a lot of people do. They will start dating someone and they will have an attitude that's like, okay, well, this is good enough for today. Like, this is good enough for now. This person's fun and we're going out and we're doing stuff and we're having companionship. But here's the bad news. If they're not assessing that person for long term, and let's say they continue to do this situationship for about a year, and let's say the relationship becomes long term, the chances are really high that that relationship is not a good fit for them. You have got to, and I tell women this all the time. So here's my rule of thumb. If you are a 35-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman, that is the age in which you need to start looking for something real. So not something fun, not what she calls a prom date. You need to look for a long-term partner. Not just, oh, I'm just out here having fun. What does it matter? And for the women who want to push back and say 25, that's really young. No, it is not. Okay. It is not too young, because a lot of y'all are on here and you're already 40 and you're like, oh, I wanted to get married and I wanted to have kids and, there ain't no good men out here and this and that. Can I be real with you? You did not prioritize marriage. That's why you're not married. And you don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Women who prioritize marriage, they got married. Okay, because they stopped dating men in their 20s that would not have made a good husband. They stopped dating the artist. They stopped dating the musician. They stopped dating the guy who still lived at home with his mother. Like, they stopped dating those guys. They said, nope, I'm 25. I'm done with my education. I'm in my career field. And the next man I meet, okay, I need to assess him for marriage. Not a good time, not a fun time, not a, ooh, he's sexy, ooh, he tall. No, because those things don't lead to long-term love and happiness. But women specifically, I'm going to pick on the women. They do this mess far too long. And what's crazy is you all don't have any time to play around. You all are the ones with the biological clock. And you out here at 35 dating all these random men that would not make you a good husband or would not make your child a good father. And then you're going to wake up at 40, 42, 45. I have some ladies, in the coaching program that I'm honest with them. You did not prioritize marriage. You dated all these men that would not have made good husbands. And now you ain't got no husband. So you have to prioritize marriage. You have to stop dating a certain type of man early. And you want to do it early. And the reason why I say that, ideally, I'd like to see women get married between 25 and 30. Now, if you're above that age, okay, great. I want to see you get married still, but I want you to prioritize during your most fertile years. Because the reality is this: a lot of y'all, you relying on, IVF and all of that foolishness. And what happens if that thing don't work? What happens if you don't have no eggs to harvest? What happens then? So we think we have science on our side because we don't have time on our side, but even that's unpredictable. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. The second thing I'm going to say is I'm not spending $50,000 to $100,000 to do something that my body can do for free. Okay, I did not pay a dime to have any of my children. And the second time I had twins on my own. So what I look like going to a doctor and paying him $50,000, $100,000 for some IVF and going through all that emotional roller coaster. And y'all, let me tell you, I've been pregnant. Being pregnant just on its own is an emotional roller coaster. I can't imagine somebody pumping me full of extra hormones and harvesting eggs and I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. So I'm encouraging women, 25, stop the foolishness. Okay, stop dating men that would not make a good husband. Stop dating men that don't want to be married. Stop dating men that just want a good time, because you're going to get locked into that cycle for years. For years. And you don't have years. You don't have 5, 10, 15 years. Okay? You don't have that kind of time. So you got to start at 25. I met my husband at 30. Because again, I said, I'm prioritizing marriage. So it's not like I met my husband at 25 and a half. I met my husband at 30. So for 5 years, I was like, okay, nope, not you. Oh, you okay? Oh, but you're not really a great fit. Nope, our faith don't align. Like, you're going to need time. That's what a lot of women don't realize. You're going to need that time to pick a person that is a good fit for you. And you don't want to wait until you're 35 or 40. And then guess what's going to happen? You under the gun. You feeling away. And then you're going to pick somebody that really ain't a good fit for you. You're just going to pick anybody. Because, oh my God, my clock is ticking. I just got to be with somebody. And that person really ain't for you. So don't do that. Don't do that. 25. At 25 years old, you need to start getting serious. You need to start dating men who have the potential to be a husband. Okay, anyway. I'm getting off of that. Here is the list. 6 things that you should be looking for in a long-term mate. Now, this is going to give you happiness. This is going to give you, joy. This is what really matters. Okay. So y'all keep prioritizing, got to have a whole lot of money. Got to look good. Got to be tall. Those things don't matter. Those things don't raise your kids. Those things don't, take care of you when you're sick. Like, those things don't matter. Up until a point, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the science. Number 1, this person should be emotionally stable and kind. Okay? It sounds simple enough, but a lot of y'all are dating people that are crazy. Like, can I be honest? A lot of men. Y'all are dating women that are not emotionally stable. They are very emotionally dysregulated. It's like a roller coaster dating them. They are not kind. They're that tongue, that razor blade tongue. If you say or do something that they don't like, leave her alone. I don't care how fat her behind is. I don't care how good she looks. It's one big headache. Okay. One big lifelong headache. That's what you're going to have. That's the first one. The second one, number 2, and this is big for men, but I think it's big for women too. Loyalty. Date and marry a person who is loyal. Who has your best interest at heart. They may have their own interest at heart, but they have your best interest at heart. Super important. But you all are not thinking about that. Again, you're thinking about big boobs, big behind, juicy lips and height. And, oh, he got to drive this car and he got to, but is he loyal? Is he loyal? Does he have the ability? Does he have dick discipline? Okay. How about that? So, all right. Number 3. Ooh, this one is my favorite. I would have listed this as number 1, but she listed it as number 3. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. I cannot be with an idiot. I cannot be with a dummy. I cannot be with someone who doesn't read. I cannot be with someone who doesn't look at YouTube videos or listen to podcasts. I cannot. I just cannot. I cannot be with a person who doesn't have the intellect and the ability to communicate verbally or in writing, or I can't do it. So for me, growth mindset is everything. It's the understanding that we are going to continue to want to be our best each and every day. Like nobody's getting stagnant. Nobody's getting stale. Nobody's stuck in cycles where they're doing the same dumb stuff over and over and over. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right. That was number 3, but it's my number 1. Number 4, personality. Ooh, we really don't prioritize this enough. A personality that brings out the best in you. You ever date a person? I know I have. You've dated a person where you are wonderful with everyone else, like your friends, your family, everyone else, you're calm and you're sweet and you're wonderful. But then you start dating this person and this person just brings out the absolute worst in you. They bring out the absolute worst in you. That's not your person. You want to feel cool and calm and reassured. You want to feel relaxed and comfortable and understood. And you know what I mean? You should feel like your best self with the person that you're with. And if you are with someone that brings out the absolute worst in you, like that's a huge, huge sign. But you know what? I have people in my life, I have clients, and darn it, if they're not the type of people that they want to push square pegs and round holes, it's just, oh my God, it's y'all, so much. It's so much. And then when I bring that to their attention, like, it doesn't have to be this hard. Like, why do you need to be with this person? You and this person you don't gel well. You don't mesh well. Why would you want to live like that every single day? And yet they're just like, nope, I gotta be with this person. I gotta be with this person. Like, no. So, okay. Number 5, I think this one is a big one too. Fight well. You fight well with that person. So choose a partner with whom you fight well. What does that look like? That looks like feeling heard. That looks like speaking with words that, are respectful. That looks like definitely no touching in anger, right? We're not touching in anger. We're using words that are respectful. We're taking breaks when we need to. Like, at no point do we hit below the belt. Like, that's just not who I am as a person. And when I have been with people that were like that, I was just like, really? Like, this is what we're doing? and we love each other? Like, this is how we talk to each other? This is what we say to each other? Like, that's just not who I am, because I'm always remembering, like, I love this person. I chose this person. So why would I throw up things from their past? Why would I hit below the belt? Why would I say the most horrific things to them? Like, no. Like, to me, that's a maturity, common sense thing. Like, that's just not who I am. And if I ever felt like I could be that person, I'm going to take a break. Like, I'm just going to take a break. I'm going to say, you know what? I need to take a break. This is getting to be a bit much. I'm being pushed to my limit. I'm just going to take a break. That's it. But do not choose the person that you don't fight well with. This person fights dirty. They're going to say and do the most horrific things in fights. It's going to get physical. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. If you flex my way in your anger, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I put men down for less. Like, nope, I'm good, because that is not the relationship that I personally want to have. So we should agree to disagree. We should disagree respectfully. We should talk to each other respectfully. That's it. Okay. And number 6, this is one of those ones that, again, nobody talks about because it's not sexy. But this is what good, healthy, long-term relationships are. The ability to make hard decisions together. And this, number 5 and number 6, go together. So this ability to fight well and this ability to make hard decisions together, because life is hard. Things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. And together as a couple, you're going to have to make decisions. You'll even have to make hard decisions around good things, right? If you're dating someone long distance and it's getting more serious, you all are like considering being together. Okay, so now we have to make a hard decision about who goes where, who comes to who. Like, we have to make those decisions. And those decisions should not be made with one partner shutting down, the other partner like running the whole conversation. But yes, life requires it. We need to make decisions about, do our children go to public school or private school? We need to make decisions about money, how we spend our money, how we save our money. All of these things are super important. And so, yes, you need to find a person that you can make decisions well with. Now, here's the thing about this list that I find so interesting. These are things that you're not going to find out sooner than 3 months. So you've got to be dating someone at least 3 months to know about this list. And most of us don't do that, right? We go with what we can see. We go with what we can see on the first date, second date, third date. We don't take our time. We don't take the 3 months, 6 months, the time that we need to see if any of these things are true. We just, again, the packaging looks good. We're like, ooh, I like the way the outside looks. I don't know what's inside. I don't know if it's good for me, but I'm just gonna buy it, just based on the package. And I'm saying no. So here's what the waiting the 3 to 6 months looks like. It looks like you find out about this product. You see the package. It looks good, but you look at the reviews, right? Go on Amazon. There are 5,000 reviews. That's how you know what's in it. That's how you know what's inside of that product. How does it work? How does it operate long term? Read the reviews. Okay. That's going to tell you everything. But this idea that, knowing what a person does, how much money they make, the car they drive, you can see how tall they are, you can see how good they look, you can see what their body looks like. Okay, those are all lovely things. However, those things are not a part of your happiness long term. So here's the science. Tai Tashiro wrote a book, an excellent book called Happily Ever After, full of data. Because you all know I love data. I love science. I love research. Okay. And what did the research show? It showed that money. So when we're thinking of how much money a person makes, that we need a partner that makes enough money to meet the needs of our household, right? So that person meets the needs of our household. So if you're a woman and you want to be a stay-at-home wife, that person's going to meet the needs of your household on his own. And as long as those basic needs are met, and maybe a little more, any more money that comes into the house after that is not going to increase your level of happiness. It's just, okay, that's nice. And let's also add to this, just like looks, it's one of those things that over time, the novelty of having a whole lot of money is going to be like, so like I've dated and married a wealthy man. And I was like, okay, yeah, it was fun the first year or two. And then after that, I was like, okay, you got some money, you got some money. You like to buy things. I'd really love your time. I'd really love your kindness. I'd really love to feel heard and feel seen because, yeah, I get it. You have money, right? You can buy things. You can take me places, right? But eventually my long-term happiness, that's what mattered. And that's what I couldn't get from the money. I couldn't get long-term happiness. I couldn't get feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling cherished. A man who was faithful, I couldn't get those things from all the money that he had. So understand this, ladies, when you're thinking about money, and then I'm going to get on the men when we're talking about a woman's looks. So for the women, I'm right there with you about the money. So a man having a whole lot of money and being able to afford this fabulous lifestyle. Okay. But long term, he has to have other things that will add to your happiness. And you all know what I think. I think you can fall in love with a rich man just like you can fall in love with a poor man. I'm not sitting here advocating that you fall in love with a poor man, but I'm just letting you know I don't want you to prioritize that over these other things on the list, because those are the things that really matter. Great if he has a lot of money and he's kind. If he has a lot of money and he has a growth mindset. If he has a lot of money and you all fight well. He has a personality that brings out the best in you. Great. Okay. So let's say this list is 1 through 6. So I would put money at number 7. Okay. If you're really about that life, put money as number 7, but 1 through 6 are these other things, because anything more than what you all will need to cover your basic life and your basic bills and just, having a safe place to stay and having cars to drive and, being able to meet your bills and your needs. Okay. Anything above that, eventually you'll be like, okay, that's kind of like me living in the house I live in now. I'm like, okay, I'm used to it now. I get it. Now, let me pick on the gentleman. So the looks thing, I get it. You all evolutionarily, you're wired to love beautiful things. And I love that. I love that. I love beautiful things. You're wired to love beautiful things, sensual things, sexual things. And so, yes, you want to be with a woman that you find sensually and sexually attractive. Of course you should. However, you should not put that at the very top of your list because number one, we know women's bodies are going to change over time for lots of different reasons. Number two, here's what science tells us. So what seems very new and very novel, like when we meet a really beautiful person, and this has happened to me, dating, and when I lived in Atlanta, I dated a model and I was like, ooh, and I felt that way for about a year. Like for about a year, every time he showed up, I was like, ooh, look at who I'm dating, And I kid y'all not, a year in, I was like, yeah, look, this is who I'm dating. Like, there he is. Like, the novelty of that is going to wear off. And there is a very famous saying, and I'm not going to say it in the crass way that men say it, but the saying goes like this. Show me a beautiful woman, and I'll show you a man that's tired of sleeping with her. Okay? It's like, okay, I've slept with you. I've slept with you many, 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 many times. You're beautiful. Okay. Like, that's what's going to happen. And that beauty, that big fat behind, those big breasts, that's not going to raise your children. That's not going to take care of you when you're sick. That's not going to hold it down if something happened to your business or your job. That's not going to help motivate you and inspire you. Yes, it's beautiful to look at. But again, just like on this list, I said, 1 through 6. 1 through 6 is this other stuff. And 7 is beauty. All right. Put beauty, put the big behind and the big breasts as number 7. Okay. Do not put it as number 1 because you're going to have all kind of problems if you do that. Okay. So I just wanted to jump on really quickly, talk a little bit about some of these traits. And I know the reason why we don't prioritize these traits. That's why you have coaches like me that talk about this and tell you about it. But I know why, because it's not sexy. It's not sexy. It's not romantic. So for the men, I'd say it's not sexy. For the women, I'd say that's not romantic. That's what I hear. But that's where the good stuff is. Like some of you all need to, scrub your mental programming of the whole Disney mindset and the whole, what do they used to call it? The video vixen mindset. Scrub your mind of that. Okay. Scrub your mind of that thinking, yeah, that's what I need to have. That's what's going to make me happy. No, it's not. It really is not. Okay. These are the things that are going to make you happy. Someone that's emotionally stable. So let me go over the list again. You ready? 1 through 6. Number 1, emotionally stable and kind. Number 2, loyal. Number 3, growth mindset. Number 4, a personality that brings out the best in you. Number 5, you fight well. Choose a partner with whom you fight well. And number 6, the ability to make hard decisions together. Okay. Anything else you want to add? So you want to add, 6'4" as number 7? Okay, fine. Okay. Add 6'4". Because again, I'm not about you not getting what you want. If you can, but I'm just going to keep it real that if too much time is going by or you out of those fertile years and you holding on to this idea that you got to have a man that's 6'4", man, you better pick you somebody that's 5'9", 5'10", and go on about your business. You're going to be waiting a long time. You're going to be out of those fertile years. So sometimes we gotta be realistic. We got to be realistic. And guess what? Women love to say to me, that's settling. That's settling. No, it's not. No, it's not. Settling is accepting something that is immoral, illegal, unethical. Settling is accepting something that goes against your core value. That's settling. But height, really? No. Height is settling? No, it's not. And even to some extent, beauty, like a level of beauty, that's not settling. That's not settling. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it on this live, and it's going to step on some toes. But ladies, most of us are going to marry average men. Most of us are going to marry average looking, average earning men. Okay. I know that's hurting you to your soul, but it's the truth. Now that's if you are actually going to choose to be married. If you're going to prioritize being in a healthy relationship, yes, most of us are going to have average men, and that's okay. That's okay. Since when did we believe that we all got to be married to millionaires? We all got to be married to ballers. We all got to be married to 6, 7, 8-figure men. That's ridiculous. There are not even that many men in the world. And let's go here. If you want that man to be tall and black, oh my God, you're talking about 0.227% of men in that category. So you can shoot yourself in the foot if you want. I wouldn't do that. I would say, you know what? This brother over here is 5'10", and he got 1 through 6, like Anita said, and I think I'm gonna choose him, and I'm gonna have me some kids and get married and go about my business. That's what I would suggest. Okay, so thank you, Cortez. I appreciate you. All right. Any questions while I have a chance? Because I'm getting ready to log off. I got to jump into making dinner. I wish I had someone to give me this advice when I was in my 20s or 30s. Glam Gal 79. Oh my gosh. I appreciate you. And I have more clients and I have more followers in their 20s now. And you are so right. I hear that so often. And it makes me realize how unique I am. Like, I got this information. My mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, like my dad, they were all teaching me this stuff. And then I go out and I interact with other people and I'm like, your parents didn't tell you this? I'm like, what? And I realize how unique I am. Like, my dad hit me to so much game when I was 18, y'all. And my dad was like, nope. If that boy honked that horn one more time, that boy need to come up to this door. He need to ring this bell. I'm going to answer the door. Then he got to speak to me, shake my hand. I'm going to ask him a question. Then you going to come downstairs. Then I'm going to let you go. Like, that's how I was raised. And it blows my mind that other people didn't have that. It absolutely blows my mind. And this whole idea of, this irritates me to no end. But I don't want to go off on a tangent. But this idea of young people or modern day people talking about how bad it was back in the day, stop saying that. Half of y'all weren't even alive back in the day. Okay? And secondly, if you did have a grandmother or a grandfather or a mother or a father and they got mistreated, they got used and abused, okay, that's them. That's them. That's not everybody's story. My grandfather didn't have no whole nother family on the other side of town. Him and my grandmother had 10 children. He didn't have time to have no whole nother family on the other side of town. He had 2 jobs and 10 children by the love of his life. When he died, my grandmother never married again. And I just don't understand this idea that modern day culture is so much better. The way and y'all really need to give that argument up, because this thing we got going on now, really? You think it's better? like, just raise your hand in the comments if you think what we doing now is better. You think this casual sex, situationship, pee in the dating pool. I got 35-year-old clients have never been in love and never been in a relationship. You think that's better? You think we doing better? So save that for somebody else who care, because I'm sorry. And I'm not saying back then was so much better, but what we got now is crazy. I mean, I have clients 30, 32, 35, unmarried, no kids. Like, the stats don't lie. Women, they're saying in the next 5 years that women 30 and above that have never been married and have no children, that's going to be like 45% of the population. So, okay, miss me with that. Like, I look at science. I look at data. It's not just my thoughts and opinions. I study this. I study behavioral psychology. So the idea that, we're so evolved. We're so much better. Oh, we have an iPhone in our pocket and we drive a Tesla. We are the sickest country in the world. We don't have health insurance. We have sick insurance. Don't even get me started on that. I mean, mental health is like, really? Really? People don't even have basic coping skills. We are the most medicated society of all time, and depressed and anxious. If I have another person that comes to me and tells me I have anxiety and depression, like, that's a problem. That's a problem. And it is our culture. It is the way we're living. It's the way we're doing things. So don't give me that. Don't give me that. I'm sorry. Nope. All right, I'm gonna go back because I got a question in here. I get off on a tangent and I got a question. All right. What are women like who were raised in a dangerous hood in a big city? What are those women like? I mean, they're probably harder than most. They're probably more masculine than most because they felt like they had to be. So remember this. Some of how we turn out is the environment in which we're raised in. So that's going to play a big part. But this is the difference between us and animals. We have a prefrontal cortex. We have executive functioning at any point in time, regardless of the environment that we're raised in. We have a brain. We can say, I don't want to be that way anymore. I don't want to do life like that. Life isn't working for me. And you can make changes. You can turn things around and make changes. That's what I love about human beings. That's what I love about neuroplasticity. Your brain can change. You can think differently. So yeah, we gotta think differently. We have to take responsibility for doing that. Yes, so valuable before 20s and 30s, 28 and dating for marriage over here. Yes. Okay. So this is what this is going to look like. I can't pronounce your name. Dose La Femme. From this day forward, you will not engage with men that would not make a good husband. If you're 28 and you're dating for marriage, that's what you're doing. You are not dating or going out or sleeping with anyone who would not make a good husband and a good father. That's how you're going to get married. But if you start engaging with men that they don't have, they're just like, whatever, this is fun, I'm doing whatever. You're going to be locked in a cycle for 5 years doing that. You will not get any closer to marriage or having kids, or you may have a child out of wedlock. Like, that's how you do it. You prioritize marriage. And that's what women don't want to hear. They're not prioritizing marriage. They're thinking marriage is going to jump on them at some point once they're done doing whatever they want to do. And it's not. That's not how it works. So I agree, way past those numbers, and the quality of women choices is not good. There are still amazing women out here. I have wonderful, wonderful people on this live and that follow me in my program. They're doing the work. They're wonderful women. They're learning and taking this opportunity to prepare to be wives, to prepare to be good women. So there are great women out here, just like there are great men out here. It says, no, it's not better. Yeah, it's not. A lot of women need to be listening to No Scrubs. See, there you go. That's my error. That's the era I came up in. The no romance without finance. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Like, that's my error. Like, I knew how to choose a good man. I knew how to choose a good, healthy man, a man who, he took on the responsibility of a wife. He took on the responsibility of a family, and he knew that was his role. But now we got to throw roles out. People keep saying to me, why do you keep trying to push us into these roles? Because y'all are confused. You all are confused. And even if those roles don't look like typical gender roles, okay, sit down with your partner and create the roles that work for you. But you need roles. You need to know, I do this and you do this. And then do that. But this whole idea of we're just going to wing it, we're just going to get up every day and wing it, that's not working. You have to have roles, and those roles could be untraditional. The man could cook and the woman could manage the money. I'm cool with that. But sit down and determine who does what. That's what I want y'all to do. Okay? All right. Yeah, it's bad out here. Yes. And it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad when I meet a 30-year-old woman or man. I have a lot of men come into my practice and they're like, yeah, I've never been in love. I've never, been in a relationship. I struggle with meeting women or like knowing how to interact with women. That just makes me so sad because I'm like 30 years old. Like, I was in a relationship at 18 with who I thought I was going to marry, who I thought was like the love of my life. That was the first relationship I had. But I was in that relationship for 4 years and very loving, very respectful. I lost my virginity to that man. And at 18, that's why when people come to me and they're like 30, I'm like, what? What are we doing out here? So what are you doing from 16 to 30? Like, man, you're damaging yourself. I know you're having sex. So let's not go there. I know you're having sex. You're having sex. your feelings are getting involved, but there's no love. There's no commitment. There's no exclusivity. Man, that's damaging to me. That's beyond damaging. Speak about women who refuse to compromise with their partner on anything. Well, that's what we call a woman who is either very wounded. She is deeply in her masculine energy because, her environment has kind of brought that out in her. There's all kind of things that are going on there. But I'm going to be frank with you. She's basically saying, I don't trust you. Like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to make good decisions. I don't trust to follow your leadership. I don't trust whatever it is that you're telling me or whatever it is that you're saying. And so you got to bring that to light, and then she's got to be willing to work on that. Because women who are healthy, women who've done all their work, women who are ready to attract a good, healthy, masculine man in their life, they trust that man. Like, I trust the men. I'm like, okay, so you want to go here? You want to do this? All right. See? There's never any pushback. There's never any, well, I don't want to do that. And why can't we do this? No, I don't do that. Because I trust the men. like that's what good women do. They trust men. But a lot of women out here, not only do they not trust men, they don't like men. That's a whole nother life. All right. That's not a bad thing. A woman raised in a bad environment can be extremely loyal. I agree. I 100% agree. Okay. But her environment is going to have something to do with why are big cities more or less meccas for women? Today's modern day woman, and this is kind of disturbing to me as an old school woman, but today's modern day woman, like they're not getting joy and happiness from the simple life. Like they can't, a lot of them say they can't stay at home. A lot of them say they can't, be a housewife or stay at home mother. A lot of them, they have all these material needs. And what they don't realize is those things don't really genuinely make you happy. And so I think that's a concern. I really do. I think that's a huge concern with modern day women is they feel like the simple life is not a happy or contented life. Like they really struggle with being content. And I think that's an issue. They don't know how to just be content. They don't know how to sit at home on a Saturday night, have a group of friends over, make a meal, eat, have conversation. Like, oh my God, that's so boring. If we're not flying off to Dubai or if we're not, in Jamaica or somewhere exotic, like, oh my God, that's so boring. I can't post that. I can't post that on Instagram. And I'm like, really? This is what you're doing? For real? So yeah, that's the thing now is that everybody wants to appear to be living this fabulous, city life, urban life, and doing this and that. And I'm going to be frank with you. I think people who live in big cities, they're not happy. They suffer from more mental illness. They suffer from more depression and anxiety. There's this keeping up with the Joneses mentality and this, rat race and on the hamster wheel mentality that I don't want any part of. I really don't. I live a very contented life. I live in the suburbs of my city. It's pretty boring out here. I went running this morning. I ran 3 miles, ran and walked because I hit a couple of hills. So I had to walk. But it's the simple things for me. Those are the things that make me happy. I went and took my neighbor some souvenirs that I brought her back from Jamaica from my trip. I talked with her. She got a new puppy. I played with her new puppy. Like, that's my fabulous life, y'all. That's my fabulous life. I live a very simple life. But what I think is so interesting is I am genuinely happy. Like I am genuinely content with the life that I have. There's no part of me that feels anxious or depressed or lonely. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So that's a big concern for me. What questions should we ask guys? I have a list of questions for you. Now, once this live is over, I want you to go to the link in my bio. I want you to hit Linktree. And then in the Linktree, it will say bonus chapter of my book. There is a list of 40 questions in that. So you're going to click on that. You're going to download it. And you're going to read that bonus chapter on character, how important a man's character is. But then at the end of that chapter, there are 40 questions that you can ask men to get to know them on a deeper level, other than what you can see with your eyes. Okay? Should they let us know they are looking for a serious, I assume, relationship? Yes, for sure. And you all know the drill. I don't need to tell you this. You all know the drill. Any person that doesn't know what they want or wants to wing it, wants to play it by ear, yeah, the chances are very low that they want what you want. If you want to date intentionally, if you want to date to get married, it's unlikely that those people are ready for that. People who are ready for that, they'll say things like, yeah, I'm open to being married. And that means, yes, I don't know if I want to marry you, but I'm open to that idea. I'm open to the process of marriage. I'm open to something serious or committed or exclusive. They'll at least say that. So even if they don't know if they want it with you, they know that's something that they're open to or that they want, that they're looking forward to doing. Any language like that, I want you to accept. But any ambiguous language, any ambiguous anything, I just want you to take it as no. All of those things mean no. It really is here. It's simple. Any of those things that isn't yes is a no. So I want you to, you can ask that question, but if it's anything that's ambiguous, I want you to just say, well, unfortunately, I don't think we're looking for the same thing, and then just go about your business. What if a guy says he wants to take his time? My friend is 41 and he is 28 and has Lord. So 41 and she's dating a 28-year-old, I would say no, because he's in that whole phase. And the thought of him settling down and never being with another woman again is horrifying. 28 and she's 41 and he has a 3-year-old child. His baby mama is not over him. No, just 28 is no. 3-year-old child is no. And the baby mama not over him. So you got 3 no's in that sentence. So yeah, no, you must have a way of doing things for sure. Hi, Hector. Yes. Okay, your profile is blank. Okay, you must have went to your profile. Okay, but yes, there are a lot of amazing women on this live right now. And how about this, you all? I am working on putting together, and we're going to see if I can make this happen in the month of October. So I'm working on putting together a virtual speed dating event. And I'm going to invite every single one of my followers to that virtual speed dating event. And so I was recently told by the creator of it that they cannot make it specific to city, because what I was going to do was I was going to shout out different cities, and I may still try this. So I would say this virtual speeding date is for Georgia, for the state of Georgia, or for the city of Atlanta. This virtual date is for Virginia. This virtual date's for Florida, New York, North Carolina, South Carolina. Like, that was my plan. I was going to have multiple speed dating events, but I was going to see if I could, narrow it down to the same state. Because I know how difficult it is when you meet somebody great and that person lives 2 or 3 states over. That's like horrible. So that is coming. That is coming. You're going to get information in the next week about setting up that speed dating event, but it's going to be free. It's going to be free. And I am going to start promoting that in the next week on my platform, because I want to see more people get connected. Okay. You just basically described my ex, and unfortunately a child later, we are exes. Yeah. Oh, he says modern day women, the streets got them. Not all of them. Not all of them. So you have got to, he says run. Yes, I am running again. I'm trying. Boring is great. Eventually you will get older and you will have to live that boring life for sure. And I've already opted to do that now. So I don't need to wait. I really do. I like the simple things in life. And I wish more women would embrace that. I really, really do. But, modern day women are now like, they feel like because they have all these different options that they should take all these different options. And they're unhappy, because the bottom line is you can't take all these different options. I'm always telling women you cannot have it all. And they get really mad. Okay, sorry, our connection got paused. I'm not sure why. But yeah, you cannot have it all, at least at the same time. You have to take life in phases. Right. And so there was a phase of my life where I sat at home for 12 years with my kids, and I didn't get all dressed up, and I didn't, see about getting my nails done, my hair done, and looking all great all the time, because I was a stay-at-home mom. That was my priority. That's what I wanted to do. And guess what? I wasn't working outside of the home. I wasn't running a business. I was focused on my kids. And then when that was over, I was able to rev my career back up and start doing that. And so you're not going to have everything all at once. You're not going to do everything all at once well. That's just a fact. And it shocks me that women don't know that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Regina. I am getting out of here. I got to go downstairs and make dinner. Thank you so much, AllJ134, for buying a badge. Thank you. I so appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the platform. I love all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Don't forget our Commonwealth Puerto Rico. Okay, I will, because like I said, I'm putting together this singles event. I'm going to pull all the people, at least from my platform, who are single, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to meet a bunch of people within that event, but virtually. That's how you're going to meet each other, is virtually. And let's see if you can connect, because there are a lot of great people on my platform, and I'd love to connect some of you all. I love matchmaking people. That's one of my favorite things to do. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for buying badges. I love you all. Have a great Sunday. And as always, stay open to love.